Hey guys, welcome back to Unqualified Critics. Today we're covering a movie theater popcorn machine. And when I bought this machine, I wasn't, to be honest, thinking about this channel at all. I was just thinking, hey, I'd like to have this for my home theater. It didn't dawn on me that actually many of you might be interested in this too. We buy arcade machines, and if you guys have been on this channel for a while, you know we mostly cover home arcades. But what's the point of home arcades? Well, I would argue the point is taking an experience we're used to having that was a specialized experience. You went somewhere, you enjoyed something. Let's bring it into the home. It's taking the arcade experience, bringing it home. Well, these kind of popcorn machines are taking the movie theater experience and bringing it home. The smells you remember, the sound of the popcorn. It's just kind of a cool experience. So I thought you might enjoy. And if you're new to the channel, do know that we cover a lot of different things you might want to have in your man cave or your lady room, whatever you call it, but where you go to hang out and unwind and bring that fun outside experience into the house, namely home arcade machines. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Do hit the like button if you enjoy, and let's take a look at the popcorn dispenser from Nostalgia. The Nostalgia popcorn maker I went with also has a candies dispenser, and the candies dispenser is both awesome and frustrating all at the same time. It is the biggest design flaw of the product. It doesn't work perfectly. It has some limitations, but I'm going to let you know. And if you follow my directions on this, then you'll be pretty good. But just know that you can't just dispense any candies you want. It even shows it dispensing nuts. You got to be careful of stuff that's too big. It gets clogged and blocked up really, really easily. But we'll take a look at that in a minute. So, as far as the Nostalgia popcorn cart, it looks really great in my opinion, and it absolutely completes my home theater. My home theater sits right next to a pool table with a popcorn cart in between, and it looks fire. Now, a lot of you have game rooms, and I have a game room too with these arcade games, and you're probably reluctant to get oil on your arcade machines, and I could certainly understand that. All I would tell you to consider is you can make this with coconut oil. You can use less coconut oil than, more. You don't have to use a ton. You don't have to use the buttery topping stuff. So it is possible to actually make popcorn from this machine that is cleaner, a lot cleaner than the popcorn you would get, say, at a movie theater. It's a lot less messy. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to have this next to your arcades, but I'm just telling you it might not be as bad as you think. If you've got a wet nap, like for me, I'd be fine eating some popcorn, quick wet nap, and go back to my arcades. And then I think it adds a lot to the ambience. But if you guys have a home theater, no brainer. You got to have this. I mean, this thing is, well, not necessarily this model, but one of these old timey popcorn carts is awesome. I kind of wish I'd bought one a while ago. I guess I'm glad I held off because the candy dispenser innovation. But it's something I had looked at for years and thought about and thought, yeah, that'd be pretty cool down in my game room. But for whatever reason, I just never pulled the trigger. And I think part of it is I assume this Nostalgia brand, which is the brand behind these products, I sort of assumed that they weren't good build quality for a reason I couldn't put my finger on. I don't know why I thought that. It wasn't an informed opinion. I didn't have never read any reviews, never used the product myself. I just sort of assumed it was a gimmick, I guess. But I figured, what the heck? I'll buy one. Hey, if it's bad, I'll just return it. No harm, no foul. I bought it and it's actually built pretty well and designed pretty well. And here's something that's sort of funny. The panels up here are glass, actually. So they're not plastic. I know a lot of us buy arcade one-ups. We're used to everything being plastic. Nope, completely glass. And there's a lot of metal on here too. There is some plastic, the candies dispenser, for example, the wheels, the topper, but it is glass. It does have a light bulb so you can have the light up interior, which I actually, normally I'll have a completely dark movie room when I'm watching a movie, but I'll have this off in the background with the light on. I think it's cool. I think it adds to the ambience, but you can turn the light on and off independent of the operation. Operating it is really easy. Basically, you turn it on, let it run for 3 minutes and heat up. You dump your oil, you dump your kernels, and it comes with measuring scoops. And then you just wait, and then it's done. And you grab the handle, dump the popcorn out, and you're done. And because I use coconut oil and I don't go crazy with the oil, it's not super messy. Now, I've only run it twice. So I can't tell you how easy or hard this will be to wipe down and clean out. Anytime you deal with oil, stuff can get kind of gross. But I would recommend coconut oil. If you've never had popcorn with coconut oil, I never had either. Turns out it's delicious. It's going to be better for you than a lot of other oils. But it tastes good and it smells really nice too. So it really adds something to your movie room instead of that heavy old-timey popcorn feel which you could still go with the old school oil, but check out coconut oil if you've never tried it. It does have a handle so you can grab it and wheel it in and out. I have a smaller game room home theater, so it's easy for me to move this out of the way. It also doesn't take up a lot of space. It's nice and compact, narrow. It's not super tall, but it is tall enough that it looks substantial. The top mechanism where you make the popcorn is removable, so you can pull it off and just have a candy dispenser over here and then put the popcorn maker on, like, let's say, your bar. I kind of like it all assembled, but it does give you that versatility. And it's designed so the popcorn can dispense either outside where the candies are or the other side where the storage box is, because you do have a storage compartment in this container. It's not just candy dispenser. The other side is storage, which you'll need because you'll need your kernels. If you want to do butter, you got to have your oil, your scoops. It's good to have all that out of the way, but it's meant to be able to set either way. It's reversible. Mine wasn't reversible. It came in such that it could only set one way. I contacted the company. They did say that's a mistake, and they are going to send me out a new base for it to set into. Not really a big deal either way, but I just wanted to note that. And I did deal with their customer service. They do have folks that answer the phone when you call. They seem to work directly for the company, not outsourced. So I had a good conversation with her. The popcorn bucket itself is removable, so it will break eventually. It has moving parts, but you can remove it and you can replace it with another one. I was curious about the electrical connection. So if you guys have seen the commercial grade popcorn makers, these are always covered in metal. Here it's not. It's just plastic, kind of a rubbery compound. I worry about oil getting in there, getting down in where the outlet is, but so far it hasn't been any kind of issue. I don't know if that'll be a problem or not, but it's something I was keeping my eye on. It does have a little tray so you can pull it out and dump the kernels. This is a tray where all the kernels will collect. So again, it's designed nicely. It's got the slanted vending piece. I don't know what you call that, but you can kind of drop it down and then scoop the popcorn out very, very easily. Now let's talk about the candies dispenser. So this part is plastic. And it works nicely. I'm glad it's there, but there's an issue. The issue is it will dispense candy, but A, it dispenses slowly, and B, it's really finicky with what you can dispense. So it shows it here with what look like M&Ms, maybe peanut halves, and some kind of like jelly bean. I wouldn't put jelly bean in this. I tried really small chocolate covered raisins, like little ones. One of my favorite movie candies. Didn't work at all. They get gummed up. I called the company. They said, yeah, you need to use really hard candies, small, hard candies. If you look at the picture, you can see some M&Ms came through on the bottom, and you just pull the little plastic, I don't know, sleeve down, and then the M&Ms will fall out. But you don't see anything over here because I bet you couldn't get a single jelly bean to actually drop through the vending mechanism. I maybe got one or two Raisinets before it just stopped dispensing. With nuts, I haven't tried peanut halves. I did try cashew halves. It doesn't work. They're too large. M&Ms work. Peanut butter M&Ms work. I don't think peanut M&Ms would work. Skittles work. Sunflower seeds work. That's what I've tried so far that has worked. You just need small, hard candies and just know that it will dispense slowly. I still think it's worth it because it looks awesome. The way they design this so that you can put the candy dispenser into the unit and then remove it and fill it up as you need is clever. But it needs a longer chute for the candies to fall down so that they have some momentum and then they actually pour into your cup. As it stands, they come out very slowly and sometimes they get stuck at the bottom. And like I said earlier, if you have larger candies, they just won't get through the mechanism at all and you'll get nothing out of it. So keep that in mind. And if the candy's not for you, they do have plenty of regular popcorn machines from this company. They all have this storage compartment at the bottom. But with this one, you get both. You really don't give anything up by having the candy dispensers there, other than you're paying a little extra. But it looks really cool. I hope there's a version 2 of this where they better design the dispenser. Since they're new to doing these dispensers, I can understand they need to iterate. But I hope they do that because they're very close to having a perfect product, just not quite there yet. All right, so final thoughts. If you've been on the fence about buying a popcorn maker for your home, probably do one. I mean, I'm really glad I picked this up. I probably should have picked one up sooner. And this is a unit I can absolutely recommend. It's pretty well built. It looks fantastic. The feature set is nice. And, well, that candy dispenser is just that little X factor. Yes, it took me almost 30 seconds to dispense this many peanut butter M&Ms, but it was pretty cool. And partly you're buying this thing for the looks. The popcorn it makes, though, is fantastic. I do recommend you check out a coconut oil kit. This Nostalgia brand, they sell that kit, but I think it's currently sold out. But there are other places online you can buy, of course, the popcorn kernels, and you can get coconut oil anywhere. So do pick that up, check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, consider hitting that join button to support the channel, and thanks so much for watching.
Dripping lights paint the sky.